Hello, and welcome to Lecture 3 on Sports Psychology. This one looking at the general preparation skills and on the specific skill of relaxation. We're going to be discussing the definition and the benefits of relaxation type of training. And then we're going to go through some different techniques and then how to apply and how often to perform these techniques throughout the week. First, relaxation as far as a technique is the ability to regulate your physical energy and or arousal levels during high pressure situations or in a high pressure environment. This is going to be very useful for us for three main reasons. First and foremost, it decreases anxiety. Anxiety can be built up when we feel increased pressure to be able to perform. If we are able to control and decrease our anxiety, we won't feel overly anxious and catastrophize the situation, blowing things out of proportion. We can feel that natural anxiety that comes with increased pressure and then bring ourselves back down. And this, of course, deals with improved arousal control. Some anxiety has actually been found to be beneficial for performance. It gives us a sense of purpose with what we're doing and a sense of pride when we overcome that anxiety. And this way, with relaxation, we can control the level of overall anxiety and arousal that we feel during this time period to allow us better control over our sporting environment. Finally, and a little separate from the actual performance aspect, is on recovery. Relaxation itself benefits recovery by improving blood flow and removing overall stress. Anytime we perform a sporting skill, whether it's practicing a pitch or a shot or lifting weights or running, we're going to be introducing stress to the body. Now, stress is stress as far as the body is concerned. This can also be the same type of stress as dealing with a breakup in a relationship, dealing with increased workload in class, or feeling some sort of pressure at home or work. All of these are going to be different stresses on the body, and our body has to work hard in order to recover from it. So we can actually improve that ability to recover from stress and our body's overall metabolic function by introducing periods of relaxation and bringing our body down from a high stress state so that it's better able to actually absorb nutrients, improve blood flow, and reduce that anxiety that we already talked about. Looking at the different techniques for relaxation, all of them tend to focus on one major aspect, and that is on breath control. So that's why the first technique we'll cover is on breathing exercises. Breathing exercises have a focus on breath where you're either counting or controlling your breath during inhalation and exhalation. So it's going to be a very conscious effort. Now, the reason for this is because respiratory rate affects your overall heart rate. So if you can slow your breathing down, you can slow your heart rate down. An easy way to start this and to apply this is simply to sit down, ideally in a quiet area, and start to focus on your breath. You can either count your breaths within a given time period, or you can focus on slowing your breath by doing a specific tempo. So you could breathe in 3, 4, 5, and breathe out 3, 4, 5. By controlling the tempo of your breath, you're able to regulate the overall output of your heart. And in many cases, by actually counting your breaths, you're able to singularize your focus and remove distractions. The next technique is progressive muscular relaxation. Now, progressive muscular relaxation focuses very much on the mind-muscle connection. It will often use breathing exercises in conjunction with an internal focus to gradually and consciously relax muscles in a selective order. So you might be laying on the ground or sitting down, and you start to breathe in and out, and then focus on specific muscles. Focus on your hands, relaxing. Focus on your arms, relaxing. Focus on your shoulders, letting go and relaxing into the ground. Each one of these types of drills is going to be useful for creating a better connection with your body. That way you can find out that some of your muscles were contracted and you didn't even realize it. This will give you that better overall connection to your body, and you'll feel very relaxed and slowed down when you actually finish this. Breathing and progressive muscular relaxation can also be used during certain sporting events or in between different bouts of sporting events, where you're able to bring yourself down from a highly anxious state by practicing the process of gradually relaxing specific muscle groups. Next is meditation. Meditation is creating an inner focus that clears your mind. Now, there are a lot of different apps and books on meditation that give you different techniques or tell you to do it for different durations. But my simple recommendation is to sit in a quiet room with your eyes closed for 5 minutes. Oftentimes, meditation will have you focus on your breath or maybe some sort of metronome sound or things like that. But initially, it's really recommended that you don't require yourself to focus on anything. Just get comfortable sitting in a quiet space and let your mind do what it will. Over time, as you practice this, you'll find that your mind starts to clear itself from all of the noise that's going on. And then you can start to focus maybe on your breath. You can focus on nothing and really clear your mind to be able to relax and let go. Meditation is best done either in the morning or following a training session, and also before bed. It can be done for longer durations, typically at the end of a training week. Yoga is a very popular technique for relaxation as well as flexibility in many sports. Yoga itself is the Eastern practice that combines a controlled breathing technique with different postures and positions as well as movements. And this is going to combine aspects of the breathing training that we talked about with progressive muscle relaxation and then general exercise or stretching. Yoga in itself improves flexibility, balance, and body control, with the breath being a huge influencer. It really connects the mind and the muscle together, as you have to be very conscious of where your hands, your feet, and your body are during all of the different positions or postures. You use your breath to transition between the different postures or move through different flows. And this is in general going to help to facilitate greater overall muscle length and tension, and it's going to allow for that tension to dissipate in a form of relaxation. Now, I typically recommend a 20-minute all levels vinyasa flow. You can find a number of these on YouTube. You're welcome to sign up for a local class as well. You can slow down the flow or speed up the flow and increase the length for your desired preference. Another simple technique for relaxation is music. Now, listening to music can stimulate you or relax you. Oftentimes for workouts or training sessions, people typically listen to hard rock, heavy metal, or rap music, and a lot of this will stimulate them and motivate them to perform a little bit more. In some cases, that same music can be very relaxing for people, and that's because music is very individual. Now, typically, slow, calming music or nature sounds will work with relaxation, but each person is different in this case. So I'm not going to give any recommendations as far as everyone should listen to classical music to be able to calm down, because that's not the case for everyone. You really have to find the type of music that calms you down or provides you a general centering feeling. Next technique is simply being in nature. Nature itself creates a calming effect on the body and makes you feel more connected with the earth. And it also allows for a novel stimulus. Oftentimes, if we're in a city or a building, we constantly feel one type of stimulus. But if we go outside and we see trees, sky, sun, or hear water, this can be a very calming feeling. Walking, sitting, or looking at nature can have different effects on the body by releasing different endorphins and allowing us to bring our heart rate back down. The final technique is a combination of a few, but it's really just emphasizing that light physical activity can be very relaxing. It's important, and I emphasize the light aspect of this. It could be yoga, walking, bowling, or other recreational activity like this family here enjoying a fun game of little soccer as they kick the ball around. Now notice they're all smiling. It's very relaxed. It's not super serious or super competitive. It's very important to keep it very, very light in its overall intensity. Will help to stimulate blood flow and help with recovery and relaxation. Sometimes just getting up after sitting for a long time, stretching and moving around the body can be very useful in relaxing the body. Now that we've gone through the different techniques, when should you perform them? Well, the general recommendation is 5 to 10 minutes, 3 to 4 times per week is what is recommended. You can do this either in the morning or after training. Sometimes you might need to do it a little bit before practice. Whenever you feel that you need to actually bring yourself down because you might be finding yourself getting anxious, you can perform these sessions throughout the week. At the end of the week, it is recommended that you have a slightly longer session or some sort of activity that is very relaxing for you, that is in the 20 to 25-minute range. This could be going for a 20-minute walk out in nature, doing a 20-minute yoga class. Maybe you listen to a little bit of calming music, or just work on some breathing exercises or meditation for a longer period. Really, it's a little bit more open because everyone relaxes in a different way, but I highly recommend that you combine some of these different skills together and try them out. Now you can combine, like I said, the different skills together, whether it's breathing or progressive muscle relaxation, yoga, walking in nature, and you can also combine these with skills that we'll discuss in future lectures like self-talk and imagery. Self-talk is simply your own internal narrative to where you start to talk to yourself, saying things like, I'm feeling good today. Things are doing well. Imagery is actually creating an imagined field in your mind to where you're going through different scenarios, or you're simply imagining yourself sitting in a grassy field when you're actually sitting on a couch. So these are going to be skills we'll talk about in subsequent lectures, but they can be combined with these different relaxation techniques and used to facilitate that 5 to 10 minutes, 3 to 4 times per week, or 20 to 25 minutes at the end of the week to allow for that better relaxation time period. And that concludes this lecture on relaxation. In our next lecture, we're going to be on lecture 4 with the final general preparation skill, talking about imagery. Now, imagery we're going to talk about in the general sense in that lecture, and we're going to be progressing it in each step of the phasic structure in both specific preparation skills, competition, and so on and so forth. Have a great day.